Yeah. Well, all right. Welcome everybody. Today we're gonna learn how to install Steam on Gentoo Linux. So yeah. So go to your Gentoo wiki, and this proof is in the pudding or the boudin if you're Cajun or something. And here it is. That's Gentoo right there. Here are the prerequisites. I'm running a multi-lib profile, so if you go to eSelect profile list, if it can spell, you can see it's started by, I have the multi-lib or the standard stable one profile. And then we're going to merge git and eSelect repository. Type in your super secret password. And we let it rip. Just wanted to ask how you doing. Don't mind me, just trying to adjust my chair. Glad you're all here. All right. Now we do the commands with the select repository. And now we do doas emate sync -r steam overlay. We're just gonna sync the Steam overlay or the Steam repository and not the whole thing, so you don't get banned by the main server, because this is important. And then all of this, we go to we cd into our etc/portage package.use. And then, as you can see, yes, I do run Flatpak. Yes, I do choose my own battles. This OBS right here is Flatpak too, so for some reason I have skill issues installing Flatpak on Gentoo. But then again, pick your own battles. So we're gonna doas nano steam. All of this we're gonna copy over. And then we're going to save it with Control O, exit with Control X. And now we're going to go into here and go to cd/package.license. Oh, if package.license don't exist, just mkdr-parents package.license. Make sure you do super user. Make sure that's spelled correctly. Super secret password. CD pack. DOAS nano Steam. We're gonna enable the Valve Steam license. So games util Steam launcher, and then Valve Steam license. Because if you don't do this, they say that the package will be masked, meaning you cannot install it unless if you enable the license, you accept the license, and this is how you do it over in Gentoo. So Control O, Control X out of there. And now we DOAS emerge ask Steam Now this is another thing that's normal in Gentoo. One of the following mask packages are required. Games util Steam launcher from the Steam overlay called them, and it's masked by AMD64 with this curly thing, which means that it is a, how you say, it is a I can't think for shit. Okay, so it means that it is kind of like a package that's not really stable, but we should be fine, so no worries. So we cd back, and then cd package dot accept keywords, and then DOAS nano Steam. And then games util Steam launcher. Control O, Control X. And now we attempt to emerge again and see what's the damage. Now we have another package that needs to be emerged. Now let's see if it can do a bit of reading. Syslibs libcompat. Copy that. As you can see, it is masked by the curly thing AMD64. So we go to package.accept keywords, and then DOAS nano Steam. If I can only do my password right. Control O, Control X. And there we go. Now we have another package that's been masked. Let's see if I can. No, everything seems correct. We follow it to the T. I did a puppies. As we can see from here, etc portage package.accept keyword Steam. We can only just copy this. You see, follow for my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Always read the fucking manual, as they say. Don't be like me, but you learn from me. That's why I'm doing this video for you guys, because you guys rock. Alright. DOAS nano Steam. If I can spell. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know how. Thank you for sticking along. Thank you, Archives. Zix Archives. Yes, absolutely. Read the manual. Don't be like me, like a jackass. Now, I gotta type in the password correctly. Just gonna backspace, or if I can do that, and paste this. So this is the package in question. This is the repository that it's from, and these are the other packages that need to be installed in order to run Steam. So yeah, so Control O, Control X. So if my calculations are correct and I read the effing manual, you should be able to emerge Steam. But now we see another screen. We see that GPM, there's a circular dependencies. So if we temporarily continue, we can temporarily disable GPM by doing this. So now we're gonna go into the super user and then Control Shift V, and we type in this command: use -GPM emerge ask one shot syslibs encurses, which means that we're gonna do this for once, and it's only temporary. It's not gonna do it forever. So we'll only do this temporarily in order to be able to install Steam. So yeah. Well, it's because like I wanted to show that you can still install Steam on Gentoo. You can still live with it, but it takes a little bit of work. I mean, sure, you can just use a regular distro, or you can be schizophrenic who smokes cigarettes and use Gentoo. Don't smoke. I don't recommend anybody of you smoke. Please don't. Only pieces of crap like me who's schizophrenic can smoke. Oh man. But of course, this is Gentoo we're talking about, and Gentoo loves to be hands-on things. So yeah. So you are correct, Zix Archives. I think the memories say that Steam isn't that hard to install. It's possible. No worries. I believe in you guys. Yeah. So I just gonna ask how you guys doing, and everything all right, because I know I am. Oh, so you did a manual install of Arch. I remember the first time I did. This was back in high school when I manually first installed Arch. This was before the Arch install. So in the ancient times of the saber-toothed tiger, like 10 years ago when I was in high school. And I installed Arch Linux for the first time when Ubuntu 14.04 LTS came out. It had the Unity desktop and all that good stuff. So, yeah. That's my experience with Arch Linux. Arch Linux is cool. I even installed it on my buddy's computer, who happens to be 70 years old. So, I installed it for him because it was easier for me to maintain for him if he had an issue. And I already use systemd on my Gentoo rig instead of OpenRC because it makes things easier for me to maintain. I guess I just love Gentoo. And now that that's been temporarily, the GPM use flag is disabled on ncurses. Now we finally install Gentoo. Let's see if it give us another error or not. I guess not. Thanks. I'm going to show you my fetch, or my neo fetch. Rip in peace neo fetch. Open a new window. And there was a question, a fair question, about why I don't use like Qtile or Sway or a window manager or a compositor like Qtile or Sway or a window manager, and I use like a desktop environment. It's funny because like I'm more like the inverse, meaning that I am not the one to really rice my desktop that much. And I noticed that when I was running Qtile on my laptop, you really had to configure your laptop to run Qtile. I mean, Qtile is great. Don't get me wrong. I love Qtile. If you love to run a window manager on Arch Linux, more power to you. But for me, I'm going to stick to KDE or any other desktop environment, and occasionally, when I need to focus, use a window manager. So yeah, that's just me. So we go into NeoFetch. There it is in all its glory. I know, 11 flat packs and 11,068 emerges, or the compiled packages that I installed. Now, I have a confession to make. Those 11 flat packs are usually used for Discord and for OBS, because I have skill issues installing OBS on Gentoo. So this is kind of like a livable Gentoo Linux setup for like slightly normal people, but not normie. Like people who have jobs, because I have a job myself. I thank God for my job. So until then, yeah. Also, thank you so much. I got the soldering iron from iFixit, not a sponsor, of course, because it's pretty cool that the soldering iron is portable and you can do your soldering while on the field. I just love having tools with me, because you may never know when you're going to need a tool. If I can code, I'm learning how to code. I did a few programs in Haskell asking how your day was. It's on the YouTube channel and on the link below if you can see it. It says like, I don't remember the exact video, but it was a program, a console application, like a short game written in Haskell, which is Haskell, and it asked like, "Oh, hello, how was your day?" I was like, "Good, bad, all right," and then it inputs that, and then it spits out a comment to whatever you commented. Like, say you were all right, it's like, "Oh, that's great, have a great day," and then it's like, "Do you like tacos?" And it says yes, and it's like, "All right, let's get some tacos." And if you say no, then it will pop out, "Oh, that's cool, let's have pizza instead. Have a good day." It's just like an input output kind of thing. It's weird to explain. I just have it on video. I'll show you. So yeah. So coding, I'm still learning. I would love to learn Haskell. For some reason, Haskell always gets to me. Because, like, I used the window manager Xmonad in the past. And Xmonad is written in Haskell. So, originally, I wanted to learn Haskell so I can be able to write my Xmonad desktop. And now I want to learn it to do cool projects. I just don't know which cool projects to do yet. I'm still learning the basics of Haskell, and it's a functional programming language. Instead of like an imperative, or like instead of imperative, it's declarative. You say, give me water, for example. You say, give me water in functional programming. And then, like, if you're trying to write something in C, then you say, okay, first grab glass, then walk up to water pump, then press on water pump. Then align. It's very, very imperative, or like you go step by step by step. And then, like, in functional programming, you just like, oh, give me a glass of water, and you get a glass of water. If that makes sense. This is coming from a programming noob. I'm still learning. So, yeah. I think everybody should learn to code. It's good for you, you know. It's good for the bloodstream. Drink your water. It's almost empty. Not sponsored. Let's see how much this puppy is burning. Let's see. About the system. Yes, 9070 XT. Very good. C++ is the GOAT. I don't have much opinion about programming languages since I'm still a noob, but if C++ is the GOAT, I'll take your word for it. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you so much, as they say in the... Oh man, you guys are awesome, man. Stay well. You're awesome as well. It's just that everything compiles. Everything compiles from source. I mean, I do admit that the Firefox browser, for example, is it's a bin package, meaning it's a binary. So to install binaries in Gentoo, it's possible. Really, you just type in emerge ask Firefox -bin for binaries. You can install binaries. You can have a system with all binaries on Gentoo Linux if you want to. The thing about Gentoo is all about choice. It is the closest thing to you can get to LFS without rompecabezas, as they say, and like rip your head out, literally. Like daily running LFS, those are legends right there, and that's coming from a Gentoo user right there. I'm telling you, because wow. Oh hell yeah, Q browser. They use the Vim key bindings. I used it one time, a long time ago. Q browser. Why waiting 1 hour, you know? It's just that, like, each package, like, it's fine-tuned to your system. So, let's see. Let's go to my make.conf. Let's see, open new window. So this is the make.conf importage for your whole system. These are your use flags. So the use flags, for example, uses a distribution kernel, meaning that you don't compile the kernel. Well, no, you do compile the kernel, but you don't manually go into ncurses and like, okay, do I want Bluetooth? Yes. Do I want to run NVMe SSDs? Yes. Do I want to run hard drives? No. Stuff like that. It's basically a stock kernel that's compiled from source. And then there's the bin version, which is like the binary version of the kernel. Right now I'm running systemd boot. Yes, systemd simp right here. I know. So yeah. GNU IceCat. I have no opinion about that. I need to check that out. GNU IceCat. I need to check that out. I remember running Iceweasel when I tried to install Debian. Like when I was like 10 years ago. And Debian is a... yeah, you don't mess with Debian users. They have wisdom. I mean, if you look at a Debian user, they're probably as old as AF and have a beard and, like, how you say, love stability. They probably got their M1 Garand, and you can tell by their thumbs that every time they try to load in a clip into their rifle. No way! You use Debian? Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, you don't mess with Zix archives. Never mess with him. Because he got his M1 Garand, you know what I'm saying? That's a good question. That is an excellent UO browser tester then. Give me the best browser for paranoid people and security experts. Except Mulvad and Tor browser. That, I don't know. I would say just don't go to the internet at all. Because, like, even if you have all that security, it's like what Chris Titus said. Yeah, I'm not dissing Debian. It's just I find it cool. I find it hard for me. I cannot install Debian because skill issues. So don't mess with Debian users, you know what I'm saying? Any Linux user is cool. You know. Favorite programming language. I haven't used many programming languages, but so far I would say Haskell because it's the first language I intended to learn. And it's functional, meaning that you use functions. And I just want to use it because it looks hard and I want to learn how to properly program and get it straight into my head that don't use bad code. Because, like, here's this thing. We have some beefy ass hardware. You know what I'm saying? And back in the day in the 90s, where I was a fetus, people were running Doom on like 1 megabyte of disk space just to play a video game. And that's pretty sick with like the limited hardware they got. So I want to learn how to make the code not shit, and using the full power, the potential of the hardware we got today. I would love to learn how to do that. I would love to learn how to do that. Oh man, imagine that. You get a AAA game that's like 1 gigabyte in 2026, and it's running on an i3. Do you have a preferred Gentoo install script, or do you raw dog it every time? I raw dog it every time. Yeah, when I install Gentoo. It's just the thing, because like each configuration is different. Because I don't like to use scripts because you have to do a lot of reading and you don't know what's installed in it. So before you use a script, I would recommend you read the script first to see which packages are being installed and all that good stuff. And then use it. I don't have a problem with that. I just raw dog it the whole time. Because that's just me. To each their own, you know. Man, you guys are awesome. Oh yes, I do listen to Los Pasteles Verdes from El Reloj. That's a classic. Reloj. If you know that song, you know what it is. You're a legend, man. You guys are awesome, man. I cannot be here where I'm at with my subscribers without you guys. You know what I'm saying? You're basically my employers, as what Johnny Depp said. Because, like, Johnny Depp is cool. And Amber Turd. No, thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, I know it's in the past now, but what she did was really, really bad. It sucks. Kinda, yeah. But he's in a better place now. God bless him both. God bless him. And Amber Heard, I hope she repents for what she did and change her life anew. Turn a new leaf. I hope the best for her, even though she did some bad stuff to Johnny Depp. And, like, repent. Or change her mind about her actions. So, yeah. Because there's this thing about, like, forgiveness and then repentance, or, like, penance. Like, I forgive you, but as penance, stay away from me. As, like, to the person that caused harm to me. Like, I forgive the person, but it's best not to associate, like, set boundaries. Like, healthy boundaries. Because, like, it's important to keep your sanity. Like, forgiveness is not just for that person, but it's for yourself. That's what I heard. I still don't know what that means. I'm still learning. But it's better to forgive than to hold on grudges that will lead to cancers and, like, back pain and, like, stiff jaw. You know? It's best to forgive and not forget. That's what I say. That's what a priest from Colombia told me. Actually, yeah, I am using Wayland right now on KDE. Yes, and I use a Qtile on my laptop with the Wayland compositor. I know, Qtile is pretty cool. I love Qtile. It's like the closest thing to X-Men ad. But different. But different. I think the Wayland versus X thing is kind of, I don't know. Just use whatever works for you. That's cool. Let's see if this is running Wayland right now, just to double check. Session. Nope. Users about the system. Launch info center. Yeah, Wayland. Yeah, it's running Wayland right now. Same thing. Now we see this puppy cooking with leña de mezquite. See you later. Have a good one. I'm glad you subscribed. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you for making my day. And I hope I make your day too. The positive one. Yup, 30 gigabytes of memory. And you can see it's using 12 gigabytes of memory. Like, if you want to install Gentoo, like 15 or 16 gigabytes of RAM, I recommend you add a swap to it. Oh, that's a good question, actually. That's an excellent question. What got me into computers and Linux specifically is because I remember that when I was in elementary school, back when the ancient times, when the ThinkPad was by IBM, and the $5 bill was recently released with Abraham Lincoln with a fresh new cut G. And I wanted the experience of Mac OS. Like, I was envious of Mac OS at the time, or OS 10 as it was called at the time. I was like, man, why can't we have something interesting, something good looking, instead of Windows X7 or something, for example. Like, it's always Microsoft. It's always Mac or PC. And PC is always associated with Microsoft. And that's just like, Microsoft has like a monopoly on the PC market. And I noticed that as a kid. And I was just like, what the hell, man? Where's the variety? Where's the spice of life? And like, I hate that I cannot customize Windows to my liking. And then I looked up about Linux, and I remember seeing some of the comments back then from watching YouTube in 2000 something, saying like, okay, you want to install Linux, but which one? Because there's a variety of Linux distributions. And the first distribution that I installed was Ubuntu 14.04 when I got into high school. And high school, that's when I became brave enough to install on my first laptop an Acer Aspire 5750 with an Intel Core i3 with like 8 gigabytes of RAM. I don't remember. Something like that. But an Acer Aspire 5750 with a detachable battery. That was stuff of legends right there. So the reason why I got into Linux specifically is because I wanted to take control. At that time, I wanted something similar to Mac OS, but now my priorities changed to I want to control my data, and I want to own my computer and not have it to be handed over to corporations. I know it's so stereotypically woke-minded. Ooh, he's a communist. No, I'm not. It's just that it's just why does Microsoft charge you a license and then use your data, sell it to the darknet, and then people buy it like and then people buy it for messed up reasons because you got unscrupulous companies selling your data to the darknet and it gets leaked anyway and you don't get paid for it. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole thing why I install Linux specifically. And I feel like the more you learn about the computer, the more knowledge you have about it, the more power you have. And that knowledge is meant to empower people and to spread information that is empowering. It is not esoteric information. It doesn't have to be esoteric. Esoteric is like Freemasonry and like fucking Illuminati bullshit. But nah, I'm different. I want to share that knowledge I have and spread the good news out there so that people to know that, hey, you have a choice. You can take your data back and control it how you want it on your own terms and not in the terms of the government or how you say agencies or like companies like Alphabet. You know what I'm saying? And also because I wanted to play video games at the time when I was a kid. And that's why I got into computers and Linux specifically. It just looks so cool. I mean, even though I'm a Gentoo user, I'm still learning how to do shell scripting. Like, shell scripting might seem simple to others, but I can install Gentoo, but I need help learning how to script on the shell. Or at least learn Python or something. And I would love for a good tutorial or a good resource to learn about it. I was thinking of getting the book Shell Scripting on. I just love books. I love collecting books. Do I read them? Not really. It's just that it's just good to reference back to it, like a what's it called? Like an encyclopedia. Because before the internet, you had books. And if you know how to read and write, you got the tools needed to learn. To learn. It's learning. So yeah. It's like everything in life. You must learn to walk. But first, you must learn to crawl. And then you learn to walk. And then you learn to run. But we gotta start by crawling. And then we walk. And then we run. And if we fall, that's okay. We learn from our failures. And we go carry on. Or as they say in that 2010 meme, keep calm and chive on, as the British say. Keep calm and keep going. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a Zin. I know. I don't recommend it. Only use this if you're quitting smoking. If you don't smoke, you're not missing out. I don't recommend you smoke for crap. It's only for losers like me. Oh, wow. This is gonna go by quicker now. LLVM is usually the biggest package that has to compile. So the hard part is out of the way. Well, now that we're like halfway there on the install, I guess it's a good idea to check what our groups are in. Let's see. Groups. LP for printer, wheel for the wheel group, video, users, plug dev, pipeware. Perfect. So we're in the video group. This is what makes it possible for playing video games and all that good stuff. Oh, that one? Yeah, that's the computer. Yeah, it's working hard, that puppy. Working hard. It's a working hard. Mic check 1 2. Sorry if it's too loud. Yeah, that's the computer. Sorry about that loud noise. Yeah, it's the fan spinning up. Because, like, when you're compiling everything from source, it's the computer. You thought it was outside because of the jardinero and be like mowing the lawn and be like, no, it's not. It's just the computer. Let's see here. 14 out of 2689. 1400 out of 2689. I would show you my computer, but it's behind the camera, behind this monitor. I run a triple monitor setup, so yeah. I recently bought this router, so when I go traveling, I can be able to hook up to my parents' computers and tablets and phones through the router, and then use that router as a Wi-Fi repeater to the freaking the host's hotel Wi-Fi. In that Wi-Fi router, there's like a VPN and uses WireGuard through Mulvad. And look, to keep it short, my parents are a bunch of normies. I love them to death, but oh my god. Ugh. I'm like the ITT tech of the family, like it or not. It's a blessing and a curse, but I love them to death. So, they're the kind of people who will connect directly to the hotel Wi-Fi and not know they're being spied on by some black hat hacker or something. I'm just like, oh, I'm not having that shit. Don't fuck with my family like that. So, I'm not married, by the way. I still live with my parents. I know, living the stereotype. I wonder what distro you're running, or if you're running Windows, type in Windows. If you're watching this from Windows 11, or if you're a Legend XP, which I don't recommend running XP in 2026, unfortunately. Personally, Windows XP is the best Windows operating system that ever came out. I have nostalgia from it. Booting up my mother's e-machines from Best Buy at the time, and like playing like Buzz Lightyear Toy Story learning game that teaches you math and stuff. I forget the name of the game. This is like back in 2001. So yeah. We are almost done. 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 1912. Now it's at the 1000. There we go. There we go. Watching the compile times is like watching paint dry, but I enjoy it because like you may never know if something will go wrong. Especially on Gentoo. I just do it for fun. That's kind of how my day goes. So like when you're merging your packages, get some water, read your book, or yeah, you get what I mean. Yes, so this is Gentoo. All right, and then we're gonna do this as following the manual, or RTFM, or read the fucking manual. Manuel, ¿por qué no existe eso? Manuel, ¿por qué no aprendes? Manuel, ¿por qué es bien terco? To Manuel out there, I mean manual, like on the manual, like on Gentoo, the Gentoo wiki. That's what I mean by Manuel. Manual. I'm just use Arch, by the way. Sí, un poco. Yo hablo un poco en español. Es medio pocho, pero sí puedo entender el español. Yeah, I'm born and raised in the United States of America. Both parents are from Mexico. And funny enough, I have a great grandparent that was born in the United States, but went to Mexico. Then my grandpa was born to him, and my great grandma. And that's how they got citizenship. Crazy. So when people say, get out of your country, go back to your country, I'll be like, this is technically my homeland, the United States, so don't know what to tell them. Gentoo is not as hard. It's just time consuming, you know? Because, like, when we first used the computer, we had to learn how to use Windows. And whoever used Windows for the first time, it's disorienting. So, Arch Linux is not much different from Gentoo, but it's different but similar. Let me tell you that. If you do a manual install on Arch, It's kind of similar but different to a manual install on Gentoo. So you just gotta oh man, excuse me. It can be time consuming. I mean, the first time I installed Gentoo was took me like 2 days, and now I can install it in like 3 hours on a good day, and then you just use it. No. Actually, you can use binaries in Gentoo. Like, in Arch Linux, no tienes que compilar nada. Es que tú tienes esa choice. You have the choice to use binaries. Yeah, 3 hours. Here's the binary package guide. Es que Gentoo Linux, you can use binaries in Gentoo as well, so it's all good. Oh yeah. Why do you say that? En Gentoo tienes la opción de usar binaries o de compilar todo. Tienes opciones. It's just that Gentoo is a customizable operating system. It's like Linux from scratch, but for normies like me. All right. So we got Steam installed. Yep. Yes, sir, I did. I installed Steam. I'm not gonna log in, but everything else is just smooth sailing. So I hope you enjoy the stream. And thank you so much for joining me. Have any questions? Leave it in the comment section. If you like it, dislike it, let me know why. And yeah, thank you. Bye.